interesting. I think we might back. Oh, hang on. Just gonna get my link up on YouTube because this is on my channel. It's we're not broadcasting still on the whatchamacallit, on the main channel. Right, link. There we go. Oh my god. I'm so sorry everyone for tuning in. Good evening and welcome back to TTL F1 League 2. We've just gone through the halfway stage. Suarez, you probably heard there, filling in for me in the meantime. Yeah, my connection had took a hit. That's what I'm going to say. Daniil trying to go up the inside there of Key, and Key has undercut Daniil in the pit stops.
Yeah, actually. I mean, actually, Key has been able to come back and overtake him, and we can see that behind Stromer has lost. I mean, it was predictable. He overcut it, you know, and he's now behind Hades. But actually, we have an interesting scenario.
We do have a really interesting scenario. So Hades is now ahead of Storm within qualifying, within this race now, undercutting them, overcutting them in fact in the pit stops. Daniil is on the back of Key as well. Hopefully we're back live on the channel. Maximus is round, that is through turn 5. That's where we saw Spike actually lose it, I think, in qualifying yesterday. But Daniil trying to pressurise Key on the back of Short. We're on lap 19. Mashiro yet to come into the pits, but I think he might be coming in probably next lap around, I would think.
Yeah, and I just want to mention that, have you put the stream on? Because we have like the screen with we are experiencing technical difficulties on. So we don't have the action on track, and I don't think they are listening to us.
Honey has got it now. I've just been informed Honey has now got the stream, so we should be going back live onto the channel very, very soon indeed. I do apologise to everyone that has been affected. As Axnes down the inside of Shumi, who's still yet to pit in. Very easy move there from Axnes. He gets the move done in the Alfa Romeo and he's up into 7th position. Yeah, just to speak about Shumi, in fact, coming back on Axnes, still not done with just yet. But Axnes has got the move done now, though. And a yellow flag in Sector 3 is Maximus again. Shumi's still not giving up, though, on Axnes. Look at this. Trying to go. No, Axnes has now got the move done. But he's struggling to pull away from Shumi, who looks like those tyres are coming back to him.
Yeah, and Storm went deep into braking and he lost almost a second.
Oh, he's lost a tenth. Goodness me. And very deep, I think, into the braking zone at turn 10 there. Just running on board with other things that are happening out on track. Billy and Pariah have been going at it this lap. Being seen on the left-hand side of my screen. Mashiro now giving up into the lead of the race, which will mean Daniil is now on the back of Key. But here comes Billy, trying to go around the outside of Pariah. Can he get the move done? No, he tried to switch it back, but never going to get the move done. And Key is down the inside. Sorry, Key is around the outside. Daniil on the inside line through turn 1. This is for the lead of the race. Daniil and Key fighting it out through turn 3. Still side by side through here. And Key has mastered himself round the outside. What a defensive move that is from Key. He gets the move done and he's still in the lead of the race. Phenomenal racing between both of them.
Yeah, and meanwhile, I mean, it was phenomenal, but meanwhile Billy was fighting with Pariah, you know, and he got front wing damage on the left hand plate. So unfortunate for him.
Front wing damage, and I also think that he has also left the session. Yeah, he's also lagged out of the session, which is an utter shame, I think, for him out on track. But Daniil, right on the back of Key, and Mashiro's on the back of Axnes. Yeah. Look at this.
All over the Alfa Romeo. I mean, he wants to make the comeback work, and if he wants that to work, he needs to overtake the Alfa Romeo, and I think he's going down the inside. They go side by side.
Down the inside. He's got the fresher.
Yeah, he's him off.
Much fresher tyres, the medium tyres. He's got 6 laps fresher tyres, essentially, from him pitting in, and Mashiro's just made it look pretty easy, I think, down the inside. He gets the move done. He's up into 5th position. Billy, I'm glad to say, has joined back. Ooh. Storm right on the back of Hades, running down towards turn 1. Not quite close enough. 3-second time penalty there. You must be kidding. That one will be... that one's bound to be appealed. Goodness me, that's a 3-second time penalty that shouldn't have been awarded.
Yeah, I mean, this game is known by its stupid penalties, you know. So they might appeal, yeah, definitely. I mean, that was a bit silly, I have to agree. And we have many fights going on. I mean, Storm trying to overtake Hades, Daniel trying to go for the lead, and meanwhile behind, Lord Holton tried to overtake Charlie too, and Mashiro now that has 12 laps to try and get that 14-second gap down to 0.
Charlie as well is trying to close in on Axnes, so that is actually a three-way battle for 6th, 7th and 8th out on track, as Axnes is only 6/10 ahead of Charlie. Since he's been overtaken by Mashiro, he's trying to keep it on the track quite consistently. Oh, and we just think that was Key running just a little bit wide onto the grass there through the final corner. Daniil right on the back of him. Mays, I think, Passos, I think, is going to be lapped here. But running down the straight, Daniil, new fastest lap of the race. I think that'll be bettered though by Mashiro. Storm is getting close to the back of Hades. 2 for 1. Can he get the move done? Daniil down the inside. He can't. Storm is not close enough for the move either. So Hades stays as he is. And Daniil, 3-second time penalty. Where did you pick that one up?
First corner. I mean, he went
inside
too much toward the curb. Yeah. So a bit silly because he overdo it. You know, he could have done it easily and he just overdid it. And
Billy out of the race. Billy out of the race. I think he must have tried to take control of his car, and I'm not sure if his throttle has been indicated there, but definitely didn't seem to me that there was anything wrong with the car. I think Billy is out of the race, so unfortunate for him. 2 disconnects and now a DNF, which is not really going to make him, I don't think, that happy out on track. Daniil! Oh my god, what a recovery! Jesus Christ! Daniil had ran wide. He had nearly a bit of a half spin through that. I would love to see that back on the replays later on. But Daniil, he's went over the sausage curb essentially, nearly lost the car. He's turned it literally back left, and he's recovered the car. I don't know how on earth he has recovered that.
Yeah, definitely that was a miracle save, and more than a save, like how has he kept it clean, like without crashing?
He's right on the back, I tell you what. He's coming onto the back of Key running down towards someone. I don't think he's going to be close enough. No, he's not. Daniil, though, well, you know what they say, God works in mysterious ways, and I think that was definitely a Christian intervention, I think, with that one. Lord Holton on the back of Charlie in the meantime. We're not going to get all religious in TTL F1 League 2. Lord Holton down the inside, gets the move done, had the pace down the straight, and he's through, and he's up to 6th with Charlie. Trying to get a switch back, not quite.
No.
He's run out wide as well, that's going to compromise his run.
And just look, Mashiro, he was 14.5 seconds 1 lap ago. He's already 12 seconds from Storm. He is definitely going for it.
He is catching, but 11.8 seconds with 10 laps to go. You essentially got to think of this logically. He's got to try and close off 1.2 seconds, I think, on average, to try and get to Storm alone.
1 point something per lap.
Yeah.
I mean, in the previous lap, he reduced the gap by 1.5 seconds, so why not? I mean, he could easily do it. I think Marcio has the pace. And one key thing, a driver, when he sees that he's making a comeback, you know, and you will see that... I'm
going to put in because Daniil's right on the back of Key, trying to go down the inside line, and again, not quite close enough. Storm, however, has got round on the outside, through towards turn 1, and he gets the move done, so Storm is through up to 3rd. Daniil, though, looking quick down the straight, but never close enough from the final corner. He's got to be within 4/10 to try and get past, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he needs to be close enough because if not, it's a short straight. So compared to, I don't know, Mexico or Italy.
Daniil, God almighty, Daniil ran very wide. Sorry to butt in again, but Daniil ran so wide through turn 6, it's almost as if he was going onto another track, to be honest. But somehow, again, he's still stayed in 2nd position. Tom, by the way, is being lapped as we speak, and I think he will be a ghost car to Storm and Hades. But to be honest, these two, they're essentially 2 battles out on track. It's essentially 2 groups. Key and Daniil are battling out on track, but because they're battling, and because Storm and Hades are battling, now the gap is out for a second, they might start to close in. But honestly, I think, to be honest, this is it. Daniil much closer. I think he's going to get the move done before turn 1 here. Daniil, the Norwegian, against Key, the championship leader, about to be overtaken out on track, and Daniil has taken the lead.
But he tries to
Key much late on the brakes, trying to go around the outside. Oh, and Daniil just about pulls that one off. Fantastic racing. Credit to Key though for trying to pull off that move around the outside down towards turn 1. But my God, Daniil is into the lead of the race. Finally, he's made that move stick, and he was within 4/10 at the final corner.
Yeah, and I don't think this is over, because I think Kiki is gonna try and make it back, you know. And they are pretty close in pace. I mean, they've been showing it during the race, and honestly, I think Kiki has the pace to do it. Now, Daniel will try to use all the DRS on the straight, while Kiki will try to save, you know, with the DRS open. So it's gonna be a quite a strategic race till the end, but we're gonna enjoy it.
We are definitely going to enjoy it, and I couldn't be more proud to have a co-commentator like you, Paco, alongside me to take us through the final 8 laps as Daniil makes a mistake. This is Key's opportunity to try and get the move done. He was so much on the curb there through turn 13, but Key right on the back, but he's run a little bit wide. Daniil, interestingly, trying to break the toe, running down the straight. Key, though, has got a quite straight line speed set up. Look at the closing speed of this McLaren. He's going to be side by side down towards turn 1. Key down the inside line. He gets the move done. He says thank you very much for that one. Daniil, I'm not going to say he gifted them the move, but Daniil certainly just put his elbows out and said, you know what, I'm coming through. I want the lead of the race. And that was a fair move. Clean. It was hard, but it was fair, and Key takes the lead of the race.
And watch out, because this battling between them is allowing Storm and Harris to catch up with the rest. And just I'm gonna put you in a situation. Imagine that they start fighting. It could be the perfect opportunity for Mashiro to try and get back to the fight. I mean, he's 9 seconds off. There's 7 laps remaining, but everything could happen right now.
Anything could happen.
Play of the move. Well, they're watching a replay, but I'm saying way behind the action pass. But yeah, there was a replay, and that was a beautiful move, as you said, putting the elbows out, you know, saying I'm here and I want the victory today.
I think Daniil, to be honest, is just beginning to struggle with the tyres. The clouds are beginning to come over at certain points of the track, and this is exactly what happened last night, in fact, in TTL F1 League 1, where the tyres began to fade, but Key is going to be on the opportunity here. This is Daniil's time to maybe throw the elbows out at Key this time. Daniil down the inside line. Oh, nearly gave him it back, but he gets the move done in a cleaner fashion compared to Key, and he's got the move done, and Key makes a mistake.
Well, more than a mistake, I think he went for an alternative
switchback
line, you know? Yeah, a switchback. And we can see that Daniil definitely is struggling, because he went a bit deep there in turn 4, and definitely, probably Kiki, if he's clever, he will try and just save ERA, save fuel, you know, in the last lap try and go for the move, because definitely, and Storm, I think he made a mistake. I think they were fighting, and there is a big gap now, and Mashiro is now 7.3 behind. So we're having an interesting part of the race where probably the fight is divided in 2, and Mashiro will have now a bigger chance to try and catch Harris and Storm.
Got a third alternative battle as well, and I'm just on board with this. Charlie was right on the back of Lord Hulton down towards turn 1. Yellow flag in sector 2. I think it was Shumi who was round through turn 5. It was. Shumi has just lost about 5 seconds there on track, so Shumi round through turn 5. The mini-map does not know any bounds as Key tries to close in on Daniil for the lead of the race. We'll go back on board with Charlie and Lord Hulton in just a second, but Key not going to be close enough down the outside, and Hades is not close enough on Storm, so we can then put the attention back on to Lord Hulton and Charlie for 6th and 7th position. 4.5 tenths crossing the line, and now Charlie in the racing point right on the back of the Williams, the sole Williams here tonight, Lord Hulton, but I don't think Charlie is close enough. And to be honest, if I've got to be a bit picky, I don't think Charlie's got a straight line speed setup. His setup looks more set up for the corners, if I've got to be honest, and Lord Hulton actually mastering the line through there gains a lot of time.
Yeah, definitely, and I have to agree there. I mean, Tavoli will struggle to to overtake Lord Holton, unless he has a really good exit from that last corner, because with that setup he could try and go for that exit, you know, that allows him to be at least side by side into turn 1, but he's gonna have a difficult task ahead of him. So we can see that there's still 5 laps remaining. Well, in less than some seconds there will be 4 laps remaining, and we can see that Mashiro is 5.8, as we can see yellow flags were
Tom.
Sector
I think
3.
that is.
Oh.
Yeah, it is. It's Tom.
Yeah, not the race he wanted, probably. He's having a difficult race.
He is having a difficult race. He's still continuing on in 14th position. Many drivers, I think, in that scenario would probably give up.
Yeah.
But full credit to Tom. He's trying to make a real go out of this, and you never know. A couple of spinners out ahead, a couple of DNFs out ahead, he might be in the points. You never know what can happen in racing, in league racing especially. Got about 4.5 laps to go, and I think, I'm not going to curse this, Daniil is now beginning to pull away from Key out in front, and I don't think Key is now getting the pace to try and catch back up to Daniil. Daniil really has mastered this race, and that's probably why that gap is increasing again. We spoke about it earlier. That ERS management from Daniil has been fantastic this race, and he is beginning to pull away once again from Key. But Key's not going to give up on this one.
No, definitely not. And I just want to tell you, measure your words carefully, because before the race started, I said that I had an intuition about Mashiro. Look, in the first lap, he just went into the gravel and his race was almost over. He's back in P5, but definitely, yeah, just measure your words, because sometimes without wanting it, you know, you curse tribe. So
I think with the way how the race is unfolding, I'm on board with Mashiro now, and how the race has unfolded for him, it's exactly what Bahrain was, where he had contact on lap 1, he was pretty much down to the back of the field, undercut the field then, and that's why he's now in 5th, and he's 5 seconds off Hades. Penalties could come into play. Mashiro might have a chance of a top 3, but I'm going to have a run through the top 5 and penalties now. Daniil is on 3 penalties. Wow. Key is on 2 penalties, so Key's just got to keep him within 3 seconds to Daniil to take the race win. Storm has picked up a penalty, so Storm even at a better advantage. Hades has picked up 2 penalties, so not much of an advantage, and Mashiro has picked up nothing. Nothing. Well, he's picked up 1 warning, and that's it.
Mashiro could actually be
for P2.
3rd. Yeah, P2 or P3, yeah, definitely. I mean,
he's catching 4.5 seconds.
I mean, it's wow. I didn't expect that, and actually if Mashiro is able to keep that pace going for the last couple of laps, he could actually be challenging for P2, because Storm probably he'll get the win. I mean, if he's able to keep it under that gap with Kiki, he's gonna get the win. But then, for example, Mashiro, it's the question mark here, because we don't know how his pace will get in these 2 final laps. So we actually have an interesting situation here.
Let's just put it into perspective about Mashiro's gain on that last lap there. I think he gained, and I'm not mistaken this, I think he gained 0.8 of a second as a result of that. May's just letting everyone through, I do believe, on the inside of the apex there. But
really
Storm,
inside of the apex.
Yeah, right on the inside of the apex, on the grass I should say. He's right on the grass. That's a new definition of letting somebody through, I think. But fair play to Maze, he's down there in 13th position, still going round, still trying his best, and that's what we like to see. Not giving up out on track. Daniil has made a mistake for the lead of the race. Key 7/10 off. This could yet throw up another perspective.
What an ending we're gonna have. It seems that in these final laps the race was going a little bit down, and we just have the race back into the best at the best point of the race. So let's see what Kiki does. He's gonna have DRS. Will he try to catch up again to Daniel? I mean, he has a big chance ahead of him. Probably he doesn't want to risk it. You know, he knows that he has less penalties. But in fact, a driver never gets satisfied with being behind of the driver. He always wants to show that he is faster by being ahead of him. So what will Kiki do? He's 6/10 and going down. So we have an interesting situation with 2 laps to go.
Just right on board there, a superior run through Sector 1 was really in favour of Key there. Daniil just looked a little bit lethargic, if I've got to be honest, on the power. Hades, by the way, has made a mistake as well, just to pick up on that. Hades made a mistake, I think, through turns 2 and 3, and that is why he's now lost he's now down to 2 seconds behind Storm. And it's not really going to play into his perspective either, because he's got 2 penalties. Key, though, and Daniil 5.5 tenths away for the final lap of the race, which will begin, of course, as we cross the line. But this is going to be interesting.
And one thing before this track of the battle starts is that look at the ERS Daniel hasn't saved, and meanwhile Kiki has almost the ERS full, so this is gonna play an important role here. And now Kiki will have the biggest chance. Look at him, he had a good exit from the last corner, and he's gonna try and dive around the outside probably. Daniel trying to defend the inside.
Key to the inside line! Key to the inside line, he's gonna get the move done. Daniil on the outside! How on earth did they not make contact through there? And they're still going, and Daniil, I think, just lost it on the curb there through turn 2. Which is why you saw the contact with Key. I'm not sure, it could have been a little bit of a move to the right hand side, I don't know. It was on a wide out camera angle. I'd love to see the onboard shots from these guys, the POV shots, but this has now put surely not put Mashiro in a chance of a race win, has he? Has it?
No, because Storm, I think Storm has only 3-second penalty. So unless Storm picks up another 3-second time penalty, he's gonna win. And Mashiro will be second, that's for sure.
Daniil just making a slight mistake there at the final corner. It's not over until the fat lady sings, as they say. Key right on the back of Daniil as they come through turns 12 and 13 for the through turn 11 and 12 for the final time, as Key just got caught up on that curb. But Daniil has done everything right. He has really taken this race by the scruff of the neck. A lot of battling in behind has ensured that. But I want to see what the penalties does. Daniil across the line to win in Spain. Key in second, they stay as they are. Storm up into the lead. Hades has finished third for now. Mashiro across the line has run out of fuel, but he still gets second.
He was going to win. Without that running out of fuel in the final corner, he could have probably won.
I don't think he would. I think he was probably about 2 seconds off still, even if he did have full fuel in. So Mashiro running out of fuel, but he still gets second. A fantastic race. I feel sorry for Key though, finishing in second in that race, dropped down to 5th, and he's finished 1900ths off Hades. That's unfortunate.
Really unfortunate.
Pariah managed to get past Axnes, by the way. We missed that. I think it was down towards turn 10 where we got the move done on lap 31. So Pariah got the move done on Axnes for P8, Axnes P9. Shumi coming across the line in P10. We've got Atlas Copo, who from surgery, by the way, has finished 11th and a personal best to round him off on the final lap of the race. And Jeffrey now coming around the final corner. An unlucky race for him. He's had a little bit of contact, I think, throughout, and Jeffrey across the line to finish in P12. What a race that was in Spain. I don't think it was as good as Bahrain, but Spain never fails to produce a good race, and that certainly was one, as we see the podium celebrations now begin, and to the top step of the podium and to the championship lead, more importantly, is Storm, because he takes the race win here tonight. Of course, all of these results are official, unofficial results, so you might see penalties added on, and I'm sure with some of the incidents out on track, we might have appeals and whatnot about 3-second time penalties, but I don't think they can be appealed in TTL. But what a win for Storm out on track. And not forgetting about Mashiro with his great comeback as well. Oh, I get XP! For joining back into the session, I get XP. 2,500 XP. Thank you very much, Codemasters, for that one. Storm takes the win out on track. But for me, driver of the day has got to be Mashiro. Second on penalties, may I add. Second on penalties. But his drive, again, attributes to a champion. He was TTSL champion last season. He finished second. Daniil from the front finished in third, with Hades jumping Key in the end by 1900ths of a second for fourth and fifth. Lord Hulton is sixth. Charlie in seventh. Pariah 8th. Axes 9th. Shumi, fair enough, the top 10. 6 out of the top 10 all Norwegians. Atlas Copo in 11th, Jeffrey in 12th, Mays finished, Tom Passell didn't, he was a non-human car, Billy, Maximus and Conti all finishing out of the points, and they also DNF those 3 out on track. Well, that was an absolute thriller. Your home track, Paco, what do you make of that?
I'm a bit speechless because I think that we could have seen a better end to the race. I mean, if that contact hadn't happened between Kiki and Daniel, it could have been much better that final lap. But overall, I think it was a really good race. I think it was not better than Bahrain, but still was pretty good. And one thing that I want to highlight is that Mashiro made a mistake at the start of the race. Compared to Bahrain, it was his fault. In Bahrain, it wasn't. And actually, this is what a top-class driver does, you know, solves his mistakes, does a perfect race, making a good comeback, you know, keeping his head cool, you know, and keeping focused. And when you don't have penalties, these things happen. Last week I was in a league race and it happened the same. I didn't have penalties, the rest had, and from being P6 I went to P2. So what can I say? Congratulations to Mashiro, because he did an absolute crack of a job today.
Absolutely fantastic racing out on track, and hopefully that has given you your motorsporting fix for this beautiful Friday night. And given the circumstances, I think in real life we all needed that bit of a lift up and go. Of course, tomorrow night we do go to CRC. I have got to get the track right because I will probably get fired if I don't get this right. So give me a second, I will confirm where we are this week. We are in Fuji. It's Fuji Speedway. Grand Prix track, I do believe it is. So we are going to run there for the Japanese Grand Prix for CRC. Tier 2 hopefully should be live at 7:30. If not, you will be seeing 8:30 action. Myself and Alan Cavagnaro will be taking you through that one, as always, on a Saturday night. And then we run through the mill all again next week, where we have, of course, Tuesday for TTL F2. Then no Mini League on Wednesday if you're in Mini League 2. Mini League 1, however, will be broadcast. Kieran McGinley and Aidan Carter taking you through both of those races for week 2 of Mini League 1. And then Thursday we're back for TTL F1 League 1. And then we're back next Friday. And you never guess where we go. We go to my home track. We go to Britain.
Yeah, I mean, next week we're going to have also an interesting race, definitely. I think it's a good circuit to actually have good action, better than Bahrain or Spain. So I'll be there, you'll be there, we'll be enjoying that race probably. I think it's gonna be the best one so far. Bold prediction.
Yeah, Britain, of course, and just looking through the calendar there, we've got Britain, Germany, Hungary, Belgium, Italy, Singapore, Russia, USA and Brazil, and then that Challenge Cup event at the end of the season for Britain as well. Just catching on to the end of those graphics there. But absolutely fantastic. Thank you, a big thank you to TTG_Honeybadger, our director-in-chief for tonight, taking us through with the replays and the graphics and the overlays. It's fantastic to see. Hopefully we don't get a strike from Formula 1 management this time, like we have done with the Mini League and TTL F1. But I'm pleased to say those races are now available for you guys to watch as well. I think we deserve a lie down from that, honestly. Fantastic racing out on track, and of course we go to Britain next week. So from me, James Head, from him, Paco Suarez, we will bid you farewell. Hopefully everyone will stay safe, and remember, stay home, protect lives, and save lives, and protect your National Health Service and your local health service as well. But from me, thank you very much for watching, and until next time, for round 3 in Britain, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Now I think if I'm not mistaken, that should be the end of the stream, but I might be commentating over the end here, I don't know.
I think you are.
I think I am. Shit.
What? No, now there's no sound. Alright, now it's perfect. Yeah. Now we cannot hear ourselves.
We can't hear ourselves. Oh my god, thank goodness for that. I need to give a bit of a longer thing at the end there. We're still getting used to these new graphics and whatever.
I mean, I have to say, it's amazing. I mean, I need to learn how you do them because, because I saw that you were streaming in your PS4, right?
I was, yeah. I was streaming on from my account on my PS4, and then that gets transferred over to the main channel. So literally, there's like 2 streams at once going.
But I'm totally lost with that. I mean, because I really
I send the stream through to Honey Badger, and then Honey Badger gets it up through I think a URL link on his computer, and ensures that and then broadcasts with the overlays and stuff like that, and that's why we have the overall package for TTTV now, which is fantastic. I still need to get used to it though.
When I had my league, I used to try and make it more professional, you know, trying to have... I had this idea 1 year ago, you know, with F1 2018, trying to have the graphics, you know, and trying to put replay and all that. But I just didn't have the knowledge to manage the program I was using, because what I did was to, like, how do you call it, long distance, you know, the thing of PS4 that you use it, you can